Good morning. Today we are going to make one of my items for the Halloween display. It's going to be chocolate, actually devil's food chocolate, jello pudding with a layer of orange jello on top. So we're going to make the first part right now, which the top is the bottom in your molds. And I'm going to make the orange jello according to the box directions, which is basically bring 1 cup of water to boiling, mix this in, add a cup of cold water, and then let it sit for 4 hours. So that's what we're going to do. We're not going to let it sit for 4 hours. Let's put this jello in. Stir that until it's dissolved. Add your 1 cup of cold water. And there you have it. I'm going to let that cool down a little bit before I pour that into the mold. And I'll come back and show you when I fill the mold. Okay, I think that's cooled down enough. So what I'm going to do move this out of the way. Let's try and fill this a little bit under halfway, I think. We'll leave enough room for the chocolate pudding. There you have it. Didn't quite make the full mold, but that'll get us going. So we'll get that real hard, or gelled, or set, or whatever the word is for it. Then we'll mix up some devil's food chocolate pudding with whipped cream and put it on top. See you in a little bit. Okay, so I've had those orange jello in the freezer. I put them in the freezer for about an hour. They look pretty much set where I can put pudding on the top and not disturb it. So we're going to make this according to the directions, which is 2 cups of milk to 1 pouch of chocolate, which I'm using Devil's Food chocolate pudding. We're going to add 2 cups of milk. And whisk that together for 2 minutes. Okay, it's starting to get thickened up. So we want to add about a cup of whipped cream. Again, the reason we're putting whipped cream in there is to stop the pudding from getting really rock hard. We want it kind of fluffy. So I'm just going to mix that in. That looks pretty good. We'll take our mold. Can you see what I'm doing here? I think so. I'm just going to top each mold that has orange jello in it with chocolate pudding. Really simple. Now, when I was in England, I think they got them here too. They had these things called Terry's chocolate oranges, and it was shaped. It was a candy shaped like a orange, and about the actual size of a normal orange. And then you tap that on the tabletop when you bought it and opened it up, and they were sliced like oranges. They made 2 different kinds. They made a dark chocolate and a milk chocolate. Both were really good, but my favorite was the dark chocolate. I think I have seen them here in the US, but that's kind of where I got the idea from this. I found out that chocolate and orange does go very well together. Alright, so that's it. That's all I'm going to get out of that. Stick those in the freezer until they're frozen solid, and then we'll put them in the freeze dryer. Well, we'll pop them out of the mold and put them in the freeze dryer. See you in a little bit. Final countdown. Let's see what we got coming up inside. Here we go. Okay, so we got our chocolate orange squares. A bunch of them from my display. Got some 1 package, 8-ounce package of sharp grated cheddar. And then a bunch of grated Parmesan that was on sale. Fresh grated, not the ones in the can, but you know, the grated Parmesan, which has really got a good flavor to it. Very crispy. Alright, so I guess we need to test these. Make sure they're done in the middle. Yep, they're done. Very crispy. So what we have is we have a, well, that's not a very good one because you don't see the darkness. So I'm going to find a darker one. Anyway, you got a layer of chocolate pudding. That's devil's food chocolate pudding. And a layer of orange jello. Kind of give it the Halloween-y type colors. And they go well together. Alright, I'm happy with that. So, I'm going to get those all bagged up for the display. I got one more load of apples to do since I wasted so many trying to get the candied apples. I had to make 50 more for the caramel apples, so I'll get those in the freeze dryer, and we should be pretty close to getting our display going. Got a few of my viewers out there that want me to send some samples, and I wanted to include some of these with the samples I'm going to send them so they could try it out and see what freeze drying is all about. So I'll see you when the apples come out.